From the studios of KENW on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, it's You Should Know, featuring the people and events of Eastern New Mexico and West Texas.
Welcome to You Should Know. I'm your host, Evelyn Ledbetter, and my guest today is Will Banister. So, Will,
Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, I've been excited about this ever since we set this up.
Yeah, I have too.
I've followed your music for years. A little bit of background. You actually went to school a few years ahead of my son.
I'll be darned.
But kind of crazy. But
yeah, yes.
So tell me this. How did your world start? Have you always been musical?
Well, I have. When I was a little kid, my dad had a big old stack of vinyl records, country music. Hank Williams, Haggard, Charlie Pride, all that stuff. So, ever since I can remember, there's been just music playing, and I remember my grandpa was asking me, sing "You're Cheating Heart." Big Hank Williams people we are.
Sure.
But literally ever since I'm in diapers, I've been singing.
Been around music.
Yeah. So it's just kind of part of me for sure.
So the vocals are amazing. Did you start singing or did you start picking up a guitar and strumming around?
I started singing first. Like little talent shows and Floyd Jamboree and what have you. But I got my first guitar about 11, and that's kind of when I started, And again, Hank Williams, I had this CD with him and his guitar, and I had a chord chart, and so that's just kind of how that went.
So you taught yourself? You're self-taught?
Self-taught.
Self-taught on the guitar? Yeah. No lessons?
No lessons.
None?
Yeah, no lessons. So, you start playing, and then you get around people, and so you pick up little things, and, so it's constantly learning, of course, but for the most part, it's just been self-taught.
And any vocal lessons, any training?
No vocal lessons.
Just all natural?
All just been me, I study that stuff when I listen to singers, Haggard and whoever I'm listening to, Now, I will say that I have picked up a lot of tips there, from recording and working with some of the people I'm working with, but it's mostly just been kind of what I do.
So you did the Jamboree at Floyd when you were 11.
Mm-hmm.
You're a couple of years older at this point,
right?
Possibly.
Right.
Man, you've worked hard.
I have. It's not as glorious as I thought it would be, But now I love it.
Sure. Well, you wouldn't do it if you didn't.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And your family? Anybody in your family musical?
Well, Mom and Daddy both sang. Just piddling around. Driving the car or whatever. Both of them good singers, and my brother likes it.
Well, I actually went to school with your dad.
Oh, you did? Oh, I mean,
we both graduated from Floyd. He was a few years ahead of me.
I got you.
But yeah, it's fun. So when I came to Kelly's and listened to you sing and danced,
right,
and it was fun to reconnect with your dad.
Oh yeah,
because I hadn't seen him in 30 years.
I'll be darned. That's pretty awesome.
Isn't that crazy? Who would have ever thought?
Yeah,
who would have ever thought?
Yeah.
So, and typically I notice your music, you really have like your Merle Haggards, your George Jones, the Hank Williams.
Right.
Those is kind of that is truly the genre that you have associated with.
Yeah,
Would that be the word?
it's my music is more. It's definitely more traditional,
right?
In that sense, now. Yeah, that's just what I love. I love fiddle, steel guitar in there, and that's just what I do.
Well, I grew up at the Jamboree, Alva J. Parker.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys that played that fiddle and that, George Strait brought that back, the fiddle in his music, the fiddle in the band.
Sure,
and you didn't have that for a lot of years.
Right.
And then you don't have a lot of that again now.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I think it's coming back, though. I'm seeing signs of, a friend of mine, Jake Worthington, he's fixing to come out for, some new music and everything. And he's just country.
Well, George
so.
and Alan, their song, when you turn the last one out of Nashville, Turn the Lights Off, was that the,
Oh, right,
it's
right.
like the old traditional music was kind of dying.
Yeah. Well, it
But
seems like, it all kind of goes in phases to
It
me,
does. It
so
does.
it's just kind of one of them deals. And
Well, I guess almost a groupie, not in a weird way, but I have followed your career and just been so excited and seen how you've grown and developed and came along. Tell me you brought your guitar with you today.
I just happened to have brought it.
And so you're going to sing a song for us.
Yes, I'll do that.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm like,
Oh,
like a
good.
little kid at Christmas, right? I'm
Good,
super
good.
excited. So,
Well, thank you.
well, let's get all set up. And so, what are you
Okay.
going to sing for us?
I'm going to sing one called When I Get There.
Oh,
That's
I've
my
actually
latest
watched
release.
this. And so I know you've got a Facebook page on Will Banister Music.
Yep.
And I've watched this and it made me cry.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those that
It touches.
get you for sure. So,
Well, let's get set up and have you sing.
okay.
Thank
Sounds
you.
great. You bet. When I get there, can we go somewhere? Pull up a couple chairs and just talk a while. Just like old times, just you and I. Can we find a good shade tree when I get there? I don't know how long it'll take. You know me, I'm bound to lose my way. But I found the footsteps that you left when you were here, and I'll owe it all to you when I get there. I wanna hear your voice, I wanna crack a beer and raise them up just like we did down here. I wanna hear a joke, I'm sure you've still got a few. I wanna just kick back with you when I get there. I don't know how long it'll take. You know me, I'm bound to lose my way. But I found the footsteps that you left when you were here, and I'll owe it all to you when I get there someday. Maybe soon, maybe not. Either way, I can't wait to see you. I don't know how long it'll take. You know me, I'm bound to lose my way. But I found the footsteps that you left when you were here, and I'll owe it all to you when I get there. When I get there. When I get there.
Will, what a tremendous performance. Do you know how hard that is not to just want to dance? Or I've been told I can dance. I've had people tell me I can't sing, so I don't do that. I'll leave that up to the professionals.
Well, I appreciate it so much.
But the name of the song again is?
It's When I Get There.
Okay.
And, I was driving, I was pulling into the grocery store, and I get a text, and it's from my buddy of mine, co-writer and everything, and when I get there, he said, I thought you'd like this. So I listened to it.
Whew.
My gosh, that thing.
Brings back all the memories of people that have
Yeah,
been so important in your life that you've lost.
Yeah, and it's so cool. The song, what I love about it is it could apply to anybody. It could be a father, it could be a grandpa, which is who I kind of thought of, and A friend.
A
I
friend.
mean, it could be whoever. It's what's so
A
cool about it.
mentor, a school buddy.
Yep. It's non-specific, so I just thought it was really well written, and I fell in love with that song. I
Well,
love
and
it.
the video is just tremendous. So you hear the song, but once you watch the video along with it.
Yeah.
So how can people see that, or how vinyls are a thing? Back in the day, you put out albums,
Right.
and you had 12 tracks of, and that's not the way music is sold anymore.
Yeah. The last full album I put out on CD, of course, was 2020, which was a terrible time to put out a CD.
Yeah.
But, I'm not saying I would never do that again, because I might, but for the moment, it's all just digital stuff. It's Spotify, streaming platforms, and what have you, so that's kind of the game I'm playing right now.
But how do you make a living? Like before you got album sales.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do they pay you to stream?
You get paid some,
But not like it was.
It's not quite the same. I'm not sure exactly the breakdown of all that,
It's in a very transitional period, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just,
So to find your music on Spotify, where would you go?
Yeah, you just get on Spotify and type in Will Banister or
Okay.
Apple Music or Amazon Music, whatever
Okay.
people like,
Okay.
And of course you can hear it all on YouTube and what have you,
Right.
but
Who would have ever thought?
yeah,
Life has changed. We didn't even have album. You didn't know the lyrics actually, and there was no way to hardly look them up unless you
Right.
bought the album.
right.
And they might have the inside cover
right.
that
Yeah.
would have that.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time looking at those album covers, so CDs,
Well, that's
tapes,
the only
whatever.
time you saw the band members or even knew the names.
Right, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
who that is.
Yeah.
So, so from when I first started hearing your music was, well, the Floyd Jamboree, and then you started playing at a little honky tonk in Clovis.
Yeah.
And it was Wednesdays and Fridays, and I
Yeah,
would go
yeah.
up and dance, and yourself and Johnny Mulhare.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
some pretty tremendous musicians, and it was so nice. So you've moved forward. I
Right.
know you've opened for some pretty big names
Yeah.
in different places.
Yeah, it's been a blast. I've got to I've opened a show for Cody Johnson, was fun. Mike and the Moon Pies,
You said Mo Bandy,
Mo Bandy,
Lori Morgan,
Lori Morgan,
and then Aaron Watson.
yeah, Aaron Watson, Reba, Ricky Skaggs. We did
Wow.
that over there in England when I went over there. So.
How did that come about? The tour in England.
Well, the very first album I put out, I cut it with Johnny.
Okay.
And, he was given a tour of the Norman Petty studio up there in Clovis, and a guy from England come down. And so that's kind of how all that started, where they got us over there for the Wembley Arena International Festival of Country Music, so it's,
And that's
it's
probably
really cool.
a new thing for Europe. Country music is not,
Well, actually,
or not. I don't know.
Yeah, that festival was, it happened a lot back, I don't know, 80s, 90s, I think. It was a big deal back then. And then they didn't do it for several years. Well, then they brought it back for that 1 year, so it was a lot of fun.
And you went, I know, Scotland, Ireland,
Yeah,
Dublin.
we wound up, doing multiple tours over there,
Okay.
Scotland, England, Ireland. Got to go to France one time, and made an appearance in Spain one time too. So it's pretty crazy.
Isn't that crazy that people that may not even speak English truly know the words
Yeah.
and enjoy the
Yeah,
music?
it was
So
it's crazy for sure.
that's fun.
Yeah, so
And I know you've got 4 littles
I do. Yeah,
and a beautiful wife.
yeah. Thank you.
And this has to be a challenging. You're hitting it hard. I mean, you are. How many nights a week are you on the road?
Well, it kind of varies. It's mostly just weekends for me right now. But being gone songwriting or whatever, what have you, and just constantly being in that mode, it's tough sometimes for sure. But
Oh,
have to miss a few ball games and what have you. It's kind of a bummer. But
well, if the work that goes into getting you where you want to be at some point
yeah,
is I can't even imagine.
yeah, it's
Late nights and Then you've got a family if you're home and getting
Yeah.
them up and going and
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
ain't no sleeping in really. I mean, I occasionally get to,
Maybe.
but yeah, but
Maybe. I would put chocolate milk and turn the cartoons on for my kids and like, we'll
yeah,
go to McDonald's if y'all stay quiet in the
right,
morning.
yeah. Well, it's funny because that's me and my youngest. You know, that's kind of our routine. Go get a sausage biscuit every morning. You know,
Oh,
over at McDonald's.
that's
You
fun.
know, so
So you write some of your music and you also collaborate as well.
I do. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you wrote When I Get There?
I actually didn't write that one. It was written by Roger
Okay.
Springer and White McCubbin.
Okay, that's what you had said. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Great writers, you know. And Roger's been really, I mean, he's one of my best friends and been a great mentor to me, you know, and showing me how to write songs.
And he's out of Nashville, is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, he's been writing songs out there for years. He's wrote
Music Row?
what's that now?
Music Row, right?
Right, yeah, oh yeah. He used to have an
Truly.
office down there, you know, when he was working for a publishing company out there years ago. But I mean, he's had George Strait cuts, a bunch of Mark Chestnut cuts, and I mean, just tons of cuts. He's a super talented
Cool.
guy for sure.
So can we talk you into doing one more song?
You bet. I'd love to do that.
And
sure.
what are you going to sing this time?
So this is one I'm a writer on. Wrote this with Roger and Jeff Hyde,
Okay.
and it's called Right Where We Belong.
I have listened to this.
Oh, really?
And so when you perform this, if I start dancing and jitterbugging, you just kind of ignore that and keep
I'll
on
do
singing.
that. I'll just look straight ahead and
just
and do
pretend
it.
that she's being odd and weird. But how do you sit down, you know, when you love music, and I do not perform, but
Right.
I love listening to you. So
Oh, good.
I'm
I appreciate
excited
it.
to hear this one live in our studio. And I know I'm thinking everybody in the whole studio and back in the control room can't wait to hear
Well,
this.
I sure hope so.
All
Thank
right.
you. I'll do it.
Girl, what you doing sitting, listening to the music play? Since I first saw you, I've been thinking about the memories that we could make. Don't be afraid to take a chance and let some romance start. Don't even know your name, you've already stole my heart. You stole my heart. I'm just saying, band is playing, and we're both here alone. Let's take a chance and maybe get lost in a song. We might find ourselves right where we belong. What's that you're sipping on? Let me buy you one more. Let's get to know each other just a little before we hit that floor. Is that yes, I guess you're feeling what I'm feeling, girl. Let's drink 'em down and baby, we can give these two left boots a whirl. Oh, let's give 'em a whirl. I'm just saying, the band is playing, and we're both here alone. Let's take a chance and maybe get lost in a song. We might find ourselves right where we belong. I'm just saying, the band is playing, and we're both here alone. Let's take a chance and maybe get lost in a song. We might find ourselves right where we belong. We might find ourselves right where we belong.
You laughed. I was out there dancing.
Yeah.
But we got
Yeah.
the nice smile. Oh,
Right.
I love your music.
Thank you so much.
I had told you earlier, the first time I heard George Strait, it was at the Roswell Fair, and he was on a flatbed trailer in the sheep barn,
Wow.
and we were just dancing right in front of them.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be you.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love doing it, and hopefully something comes of it, and just kind of keep plugging away at it. And I mean,
Yeah.
things are going great, right now. I'm
Well-
staying busy doing some really, really neat things, and just
Tell us a little bit about that. What all are you doing right now?
well, mostly I'm just playing. Playing. I mean, last year I got to go to South Dakota, North Dakota, Florida. Looks like I may be going to Florida again this year for a different deal. So it's been great. Get to see a lot of really cool things on the road.
And not cool. And
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, some of that's
Well,
kind of nuts.
So how do people get in contact with you to play and things like that?
Well, just go through my website, what have you. There's some, which willbanister.com.
WillBanister.com,
yeah,
so they
there-
can find you there
they
and
can
then
find me there.
contact you through that for
Yeah, you can
bookings
get
and things
just,
like that.
there's emails and everything you can
Okay.
can do.
Well, and I mean,
So-
that's where I went to ask you if
Right.
you would do this interview
right,
with me.
Right. Yep.
So,
Yep.
and then I know you play in Fort Worth. I know you play in Lubbock quite a lot. I've went to a performance you did at the Cactus Theater,
Oh yeah, yeah. Been
and it
there a
was
few times.
tribute music, a lot of
Right.
it,
Yeah.
to some
yeah.
of the old
Yeah.
traditionals.
Yeah, and I don't do them as often as I used to.
Right.
Mostly I'm just doing my stuff.
How nice! You said you were playing like 90 minutes of your own music
Yeah.
at this point.
I go play shows, and it's 90-minute
Wow.
original stuff. I mean, we got a few covers in there, just because, It's
Take a
just-
drink of water and catch your.
right. I mean,
you need a
it's just
breather.
kind of change of pace, and
Right.
pleases the crowd and everything, But yeah,
Okay.
it's really neat to get to go out there and do my own thing,
So your heroes growing up, who was the performer that just drew you to them?
It probably had to be Haggard, and I was fortunate enough to get to see him a few times before he passed away and everything, But yeah, him and Hank Williams are just my all-time favorite, I love.
And then we had Waylon Jennings just down the road in
right,
Littlefield.
yeah.
So you did the song for Cry Macho with Clint Eastwood.
I did.
Tell
yeah.
me about that.
I got sitting in my little music room one day, and I got a call, and they said, "Hey, wanted to see if you'd be interested in singing a song for a movie that I'm working on." And I thought it was just a little independent film, So I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." Well, come to find out, it's Clint Eastwood directed and acted in it, and I got to go out there and
But you didn't know that for a while.
I didn't. It's like 3 months before I found out,
Like, this is the real deal.
It was awesome. Yeah. And so it's cool because I got to go out there and I brought my band and everything out and perform for him. And then me and my wife went out there a second time and had dinner with him and got to visit with him. And it was pretty cool. Something I
So
never
those
thought I'd get
heroes,
to do.
we were laughing earlier about left turn or right turn.
Yeah. Right turn, Clyde. Yeah.
Right turn, Clyde.
right. Or left turn, Clyde, whatever it was.
Yeah, but that nostalgia is really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I mean, he's 91 years old, but how cool to get to meet one of your heroes and have dinner.
Yeah, and he was funny too, just cracking jokes and stuff, It's really cool. Get to do that,
And
so-
who knows, that may be he may not have many more films
Right, yeah,
after that,
right, yeah.
but that's a really cool deal.
It was awesome.
So I know, tell me your streaming and your social platforms that you do have.
Yeah, so Spotify, Apple Music, you can
Okay.
check out my music on there. All my socials, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, it's just at Will Banister Music.
Okay.
So
And we can find you through that
Yeah,
and download and
yeah, do all that stuff.
so-
Follow me on there and see what all I got coming out. I got some new music. Will be out before too long. So
very nice. Well, I have to admit, to set the mood for today, my husband and I have came and danced to you for a lot of
Right.
years. And so I was listening to one of the songs that you performed, and I said, "We have to two-step this morning.
Oh,
Come
man.
on, get up, get up." And he's like, "Really? I got to put my coffee down?" I said, "Come on."
right.
And we enjoyed that,
Oh, good,
and
good.
just listening to the traditional music and things that we've done for so long. But
Sure.
it's just been such a pleasure. talking with you.
Well,
And
thank you so much.
I'm super excited to see what happens. I'm going to be that person that one of these days I'll say, you know what? I got to interview Will Banister.
Oh, shoot. Well,
I had a hug from Will Banister.
Right,
so
right.
that's
Well,
really, really cool.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. I've
Oh,
had a blast.
Well, and we would love to have you back. Your music's amazing. I know everybody in here on the studio crew and everywhere else,
Oh,
everybody
good.
back in the control room, they said, oh my gosh, we were just
Oh, good.
listening to this and we can't wait to have this air.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
I think this will be one of those programs that's timeless.
Sure. Well, I hope so.
Yeah, I think so.
dadgummit.
I think so.
Thank
But-
you.
And we've got to have you back again. Enjoyed the music so
Love
much.
to come back anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for all of you out there, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Cheers.